me see what's going on. Okay. All right, what's up, TikTokies, YouTubers, and Twitter fingers? What's up, IG? I see y'all. I had to get my little equipment together. I'm still waiting on Adrian. He's gonna log in. Welcome to Hootie Who's Finest Talk Show, y'all. If y'all haven't already, go on to YouTube, especially if y'all on IG. Go on my YouTube. I put the link on my post. Click on that subscribe. Click on that like and click on that share. We're about to go in deep with this YSL trial, y'all. I'm just waiting on Adrian to click in. He just getting set up and everything. But we do have some updates with this stuff. Even though it's been moving kind of slow, we do have a little update. Come on through, Adrian. Come on in the studio. How you doing, Adrian?
Yeah. I'm doing, you know.
So you doing?
Yes, I am.
You looking great working, man. You looking great and you're looking tired. Adrian just got off work, y'all. So we got to give him a little leniency today. He's not that high.
Give me a little grace today, please.
And he just got out of San Francisco traffic trying to make it home to do this live with us. What's up? We got Section 8. We got what is it? The hair therapy. We got Queen Lucas. We got Megan in the chat. What's up? She said, hello, Tree Tips Girl with the trees. She said, hey, Adrian.
Hey, what's up?
All right. Adrian, listen. Man, I've been into this YSL thing. I sent you some content on it. It's good. This little Woody character. Oh my God. This guy, if y'all ain't checked it out, this guy been having me on pins and needles. He's on the stand, Adrian. He's on the stand.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, it was a question on whether if he was going to plead the fifth or if he was going to go ahead and testify. I was hoping that he went ahead and testified because at this point, you already labeled a snitch. You're not going to get around it. They done gave you immunity, so you won't go to jail because going to jail as a snitch is a whole different level. You know about that. You done 27 years in prison. So when they come in there, y'all know what was going on with them. So he got immunity. He actually got on the stand, Adrian, and he started to introduce a different scenario for it. Did you catch that? He tried to take it off of the defendants.
Yeah, so I listened to both times he got on the stand. He got on the stand earlier with outside of the presence of the jury. Then he got on the stand again for about 40 minutes. And DA Adrian, was it Adrian Love?
Hilton.
Simone Hilton cross-examined him, right?
Uh-huh.
And, he tried to change the story up, but it was basically some of the same stuff he had been saying in the first time he was on the stand.
Right. Let me just say, give a shout out to my son. Frankie Jr. is in the chat. What, for the first time? He said, hey, mama, hey, son. That's my baby right there. That one came up out of me. I could claim that one. He look a little bit like me too, though. He look a little bit like me. But Adrian, I think you got a little crush on Simone Hilton.
Oh, Simone? Yeah. No, I haven't even seen her face because I've only seen her in trial, so they always show like the back of her. So I've never actually seen how she actually looked.
Yeah, you said so. You like the back of her, Adrian?
The back, it don't look that bad. I mean, but I'm not super shallow like that. So I need a little bit more substance.
I think you just like her dark skin. You just into chocolate women.
You can say that again.
Yeah, you just like her dark skin. But let's get back to the story, Adrian. Okay, so Woody is on the stand, and Simone, I guess he went with the first thing. I guess he was going to try to, I don't recall. But after a couple of hours of that, you get tired. And she started wearing him down to the point where he started talking, right? Yeah. He just started talking, and I was shocked because, but I thought the first day he was on trial, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought he did a good job with introducing reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
What you think about that? By saying, he introduced reasonable doubt. Hold on a second. I'm going to play the little, it's only like a 30-second clip of when he introduced this reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can figure this thing out. Hold on, I think it's this one. Okay. Let me see. Let's share. Let me go to it. Where is it? There it is. All right.
Eat it up. I told y'all that. I wasn't going to say anything about it.
Let's start it over. Okay, so this is when Woody is introducing a new evidence, basically a different scenario, and I think it kind of caught Simone off guard.
Eat it up. I told y'all that. I wasn't going to say anything about nothing to hurt my friend. My friend was strict. I was only protecting him.
So when you told the detectives about what happened the night of Donovan Thomas's murder, were you protecting Threat?
Yes, I was going to keep Threat name out of it as much as possible.
Did Threat have something to do with Donovan Thomas's murder?
I don't know what Threat got something to do with it, but I know that was the last person I gave that car to.
What car?
The car, the Infiniti car. And I wasn't going to say nothing about it.
What Infiniti car did you give the Threat?
The Infiniti car that I had.
Okay.
Ate it up. I told y'all that. I wasn't going to say anything about nothing to hurt my friend. My friend was strict. I was only protecting him.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is where he is introducing Threat. Now, Threat is also Tay. Tay is the one that I was telling you got murdered during this trial a few weeks ago, actually, when the court started playing Woody's testimony when Judge Glanville was there. They started playing Woody's interview where he spoke on Tay and said Tay was a part of shooting at him or doing something. Well, anyway, this boy Tay, at the end of that week of that stream went out, Tay lost his life. Somebody killed Tay. And so
well, one thing about it is like, we could say it was a testimony, but when you're living in the streets and you living that life, death is right, it's around the corner. So it could have been a number of things that Tay was caught up in, and may rest in peace, and God be with him and his family and everything. But it not necessarily be Woody's testimony that got him killed, or it could have, and again, it could have played a part. So
it could have and it could have not. So let's get back to this point where he introduced this Infiniti. Now, this Infiniti truck that Woody is talking about, young Thug actually rented this truck for Woody. And what Woody is saying on the stand is, I wrecked the truck and then I just took it to the studio and gave it to Threat, which is Tay. I don't know what Tay did with it, but they do know after Woody gave that Infinity up, that's when this crime took place that they're talking about.
Yeah, and one thing Woody did, I mean, like I say, now I see why the prosecution want Woody on the stand, because Woody is providing all the evidence. Because Woody, he did confirm on the stand that Young Thug is the one who rented the car.
And that was not a good thing that he did, but he couldn't deny
for the defense.
He couldn't deny that because they have the rental receipt. But here's my thing: even as a juror, with Young Thug renting his homie's car, I'm sure that's not the first time he done rented a car. I mean, that don't mean he knew these people was going to do something in this car, right? Like, I mean, he rented them a car. That don't mean, but the car is in his name. Let me pause right there. We got some people in the chat. Hey, Bunny Buns is in the chat. Sticky said, whoop. Sticky from that them Nickersons over there. We got Candace A Tree. We got Big 38 RH39. What's up? All right, we got Woody on the stand. I'm feeling bad for Woody. A lot of people been on my heels about my shorts because I feel that they just throwing Woody out there with no regards. Like, they knew this guy was an informant all these years. He's been informing them on things. I don't think that they had to throw him out there like that. What do you think about that? I mean, haven't these district attorneys used informants without having to put them on the stand and basically put them out there like that, Adrian?
Well, one thing about it is, the prosecution is trying to get a conviction, under their belt for this case, right? Now, this is such a huge case. So, them throwing, Woody under the bus, throwing him to the wolves, whatever you want to say. I don't think that they have, a whole lot of, compunction in doing that. You know what I'm saying? That they don't feel any guilt and shame in doing that. Because at the end of the day, they're going home. They're going home to their families and their, careers and their lives. And they're just looking for a conviction. And Woody, he has to deal with this, because of the lifestyle that he lived. He lived, like you say, he's off the porch, he's outside,
right.
So, that means that he's in the streets, right. So yeah, it's he's looking at, some type of danger. He's in danger, but the prosecution, they're going home. They just want to secure conviction at the end of the day. Right. And yes, it's shameful. It's a shame what they're doing to Woody, how they're using him.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just use that poor kid up, and a lot of people is like, but see, people don't understand. I understand the street life. You know what I'm saying? I understand the hood life, and I understand the pressure that these people put on people. Like when, yeah. and this is a lesson. A lesson is what it is. It's a big lesson for a lot of young dudes that's trying to be in that want to be in that street life, that's in that street life. Be mindful of what is coming out of your mouth to the police. Period.
Yeah, the big takeaway is knowing your rights,
right?
Knowing the law, and what can be held against you, what can be held, used against you in a court of law. Just understanding the law and how it works, because Woody, he didn't have to speak to the police. That was his right as a American citizen to not speak to him. Let me talk to my lawyer. Yeah. So a lot of the guys, a lot of these guys, you go into, because it happened to me you know, I was arrested, you know, I knew that I had committed a crime, and I wanted to kind of know what the police knew. So it's like, how much do I, you know, because they're going to give you a little to get a lot. So they'll throw a little, you know, jewel out there to you, a little snippet out there to you, so you can give them, you know, the whole book, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think too, Woody went to them for protection. He was tripping, and he said that he didn't know who to trust. He thought people was saying Thugden was trying to kill him. They were saying these people was trying to kill him. He really went to him for protection, and I just think he went to the wrong people for protection, because when he went to them, because whoever shot at him, his baby mama and the baby. When he went to them, he was really scared. I think he went to them for protection, and they used that little snippet and ran with it. Didn't never put his family in protective custody or anything. Nothing. And so this is what I'm saying. Like you got to be careful what you talking to these police about. Like you said, everybody have the right to remain silent, and you got to use those rights. Now let's get back to this case, though.
Yeah.
Let's get back to this case. Let's start with the judge. What do you think about this new judge, Adrian? She came in. She has denied every single motion that the defense have thrown her way. Why do you think that's so?
Well, so she denied the prosecution's motions too. There was one in particular that could have weighed heavy on the case, and she denied that motion. I forget it like right off my head. I would have to look at my notes, but she denied. You know, so you know it's the appearance. So she want to appear that, you know, she's fair across the board, that there's no biasness in anything, any of her rulings. So, you know, even though I believe that the defendants, they should have been granted, you know, bail.
Yeah.
You know, she denied the motion to dismiss the case with prejudice,
Right.
you know, which is understandable.
Because
You know, she's a new judge. You know, the biggest gripe was Judge Glanville. So now you have a new judge. I'm here, so there's no need to dismiss this case with prejudice.
Right.
You know, but by her denying the plaintiff, the defendant's bail, it just showed me that she's you know, she's trying to have the appearance of fairness across the board, because they definitely, after 2 years of incarceration and all the things that the misconduct, in my view, just to put it plainly, that the prosecution and the judge was involved in, these defendants should have been granted bail at the very least, you know?
Exactly. And they're trying to wipe away the misconduct. I know a lot of people is still griping on the misconduct that happened in this case. Shout out to all my Henny gang in the chat. What's up, y'all? Giving up them Henny signs and trees. I see y'all. What's up, Shay News? Shout out to my sis, came through. Yeah, so let me get back to this judge. The judge, on my part, you know, I thought she came in and I thought she was just gonna, which is what she did. She denied a lot of stuff. And I guess her mindset, I thought, basically was, let me deny all of this stuff. Let's start over fresh with me and and the evidence that haven't been brought forth. No, whatever motions have not been brought, having a judgment on them, bring them to me so we can go on and disperse it. I think she's doing a good job with getting the trial back on track. My only thing that I want to tell people is, because a lot of people think that she's still tied with Judge Glanville and Fannie Willis, and she probably is, you know what I'm saying? But what I want to tell people is she is a judge sitting over a case that has multiple murders on it. So even though we look at it like, yeah, the defendants have been in there, has been so much went on with Glanville and all of that. For her as a judge who used to be a prosecutor, who fought to keep crime down, to lock people up. So her mindset, I believe, once she started going through all of this and she's seen the story for what it really is,
Yeah.
that's why I think a lot of this stuff got denied. I don't think it has anything to do with Glanville, Fonnie Willis, or anything like that, because one, this is a Republican judge. She's not too fond of Fonnie Willis after this RICO case against Trump. They probably was a little besties or good when before the RICO case against Trump, but ever since that RICO case against Trump, a lot of those Republican judges in Fulton County and in Georgia is not fans of the Fonnie Willis department. I'm sorry, they just not.
Yeah.
I think this judge, we got Diamond in the house. What's up, Diamond? My big dog came through, showing your girl some love. I see you. I think this judge, I think she seen those murders, she seen the story, and I think, yeah, she's just like any other DA and judge element together. Is even though she got good relationships with the defense, I think she understands what kind of crimes we're looking at. Now, what she is, I think, upset with the district attorney's office with is by them charging this with a RICO case and not the murder cases by themselves. I think that's what her problem is. A lot of those.
Well, one thing we know is that in Georgia, they use the RICO Act law to prosecute a lot of people in Georgia.
Yeah.
And so I think it's, I don't necessarily think that she's upset about that. Like you say, you kind of like enlighten me, like she's a Republican. So, they're ultra conservative. She has this, she was a former prosecution. She has a tough on crime stance, but even with all that said, there was things that happened in the course of this trial from the two ex parte hearings that really demonstrate that these defendants were not getting a fair shake.
Right.
So now if I'm coming in and I'm saying, look, man, we're gonna basically push reset, but it's not necessarily a reset because these guys been in prison or in jail for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily a reset. I'm just going from, I'm coming in with, new eyes and a new mindset, and we're going to like basically clear the field and sort all this stuff out. Mm-hmm. So I understand that all the filing of motions, she denying them, hearing them, and now going back through the testimony, and they basically then caught back up with Woody's testimony, because that's where we left off where Glanville, first, put Steele in contempt, and then, say the Fulton Supreme Court end up recusing him. So they're basically where they started off at. But these guys, they've been sitting in jail for 2 years, and she know that there's been some misconduct. Yeah. Questionable, very questionable at the very least, conduct by the prosecution, Simone Hilton, as well as Adrian Love in the district attorney's office and a judge. So in that, she should have granted bail, because these defendants, they're, we're living in a country where they're presumably innocent until proven guilty. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, Adrian, because I was on Twitter in a space and we was talking about this case. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. And Diamond is on here too. He knows a lot about the law too. So this judge is actually, she used to be an appellate prosecutor. So if you notice, you haven't gotten a chance to really look at a lot of it, but you've just seen some of it. I believe this is going to be, well, the good thing for the defendants is they have some errors and misconduct before she got on this case. Because since she's been on this case, Adrian, if you watch her, she wants these attorneys to give her case law. And if you look at her motions, her response, she's given appellate. She's given appellate case law. So she's making it where if this does hit the appellate court from her perspective, from when she started, she's shutting it down. Because her rulings is based on appellate court law, case law.
Yeah, and that's important. That's important what you just said, because she's probably using, circuit court. I don't know what district Atlanta is, but she's using circuit court rulings to make these decisions. So now when they bring these issues up on appeal, and they shepherdize or look up these precedents, these cases, and she's already used a precedent from a circuit, court of Georgia to deny these motions. So it will make it difficult,
Make it very difficult.
Yeah,
I found out, I was like, whoo, they brought her in. But the only good thing about this for the defense is that she didn't start this trial off, and it's error, because if she would have started this trial off with how she's going, with her rulings being based off of appellate case law, it would be very hard to say for an appellate court to overturn and say she caused an error. It would be very hard for that to happen. So,
and it's no way that Young Thug or the other defendants that they want to take it there, because from experience, from just lived experience, it's easy for them to convict you. It's easy to get into jail, but it's super hard to get out. So they can even actually have case law that goes in their favor, but once you're convicted, to get a guilty verdict overturned, it's rare. It's rare that those cases get overturned. Period. Point blank.
And just the amount of time that it takes to even get there, like I done paid thousands and thousands of dollars for an appellate attorney for a loved one, so I know just the amount of time that it takes to even get to the appellate process. We got some people in the chat. We got Monique Gutierrez. She said, hey guys, what's up, Monique? Welcome to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like the channel. Put your girl and Adrian in the algorithm. We got Lakeisha with the Henny glasses and the trees. What's up? FinanceHealth.org. Hey guys, booby trap up in this house. What's up, my booby trap people? Diamond said, oh, we got hot girl in the house. What's up? We got the rapper up in the house. Hey, Sister Tree Tips. Hey, Adrian. Diamond said something. Yes, Diamond, I'm with you with this. It's too late. Too many errors have already been made. So she could come with all the appellate case law. I think what she's doing is she's trying to cover herself with this. I think she's coming in and she's basically trying to cover herself. Now, Diamond believes that they have 0% chance of being convicted. However, this is what I wanted to ask you, Adrian, about this conviction thing with the jury. What do you think? Now, a lot of attorneys say just on the fact that this trial is going so long, 8 times out of 10, a jury is gonna not convict not guilty because they get lost in all of this mess, first of all. And being lost automatically creates reasonable doubt, right? Because you don't know what the heck, you can't, it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Secondly, with this new evidence, that this new story evidence that Woody is introducing, the jury never got to this version in Woody's testimony, right? Now they already know he's a liar.
Yeah,
So
admittedly so.
he's an admitted liar. So what do you think they're going to do about this new story where he's trying to put the cases on the dead man? Because he basically told the jury that he lied on these people. They ain't done none of that. He was just trying to get out. He was trying to protect Tay threat.
Yeah.
So what do you think how do you think the jury is going to take that? Is the jury going to believe the interviews, or is the jury going to believe the story now?
Well, one thing about it, this is common. It's common. It's very common that, say, a guy, will give an interview to the police, right? Mm-hmm. So the police, they're gonna, say videotape it, transcribe it. Now the prosecution, the district attorney's office get it, and they say, look, this is enough information where we can use to arrest this person and charge them with, say, murder, whatever case, right? So now the trial come, and the person that gave the information in the police report, the interview, now this person want to plead the fifth. They want to, look, I'm not telling, I'm not snitching, I'm not getting on the stand. But like we know, they have subpoenas. Right. For immunity. Most Black people in the inner city, the police actually harassed them to come to court, threaten to take their kids, to threaten their job, their livelihoods, whatever it takes to get them in court. So we know that this happened in the Black community. I know firsthand, right? Right. So now this person is compelled to get up on the stand. Right. And if the person, for fear of their lives or whatever, they're changing their story. So this is common that the prosecution, we're still going to put you on the stand, and we're still going to introduce this, even though you said you're saying now that Tay didn't do it. But in the police report, you said Tay did do it. So what now makes you want to change your story? Right. So now she's introducing the snitch theory. Know that if you snitch, you snitches get stitches. That's why you don't want to testify. These guys are your friend. And now for a jury who are, they're not felons, most, probably never been arrested or received a ticket. Right. Now they're human. They got to discern between what this person is saying on the stand and what they told what they said in the police report. The vast majority of the time, they go with what the guy said in the police report, because now he's on the stand, and now he want to change his story up because of all these outside things that can possibly happen to him. Right. So usually the jury will go with what that person said initially in the police report, and that's why I believe that the prosecution is sticking with Woody. Yeah, I mean, they didn't hell high waters. They didn't cause all of this stuff to happen. Judge Glanville got recused and everything behind Woody like this. Yeah. and you see, so Woody in most instances like this, Woody would be treated like what they call it, when a hostile witness, right? Simone asked the judge, could she do that? She asked the judge, can I treat him as a hostile witness, after he kept saying, I don't recall. Well, to me, that was a point of frustration on the district attorney, because you really don't want to treat this person as a hostile witness, because now you bring in the open-ended questions. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's a strategy, but it's one that usually prosecutions don't use for witnesses that are on their docket to as witnesses against the defense. So I was surprised that she tried to make him a hostile witness. because now all type of stuff can come in, and he don't, you know, so the defense get the same opportunity that the prosecution get to cross-examine him.
That's what's happening. And I want to talk to you about the cross-examination. Let's get to some of our chat. Sticky said, this whole case is laughing stock like the presidential election. It really is. But the only thing that's not funny about it is that you got these boys in there and a lot of misconduct has been done in this case. If they would have just had a fair trial, I mean, we couldn't say nothing about it, but the fact that we know that misconduct is just out there in the open and blatant, yeah. We got Finance Health Dot said it's too much going on. I can't even keep up. Exactly. That's what I just told Adrian. That's how I feel the jury believe. Like, it's so much going on. I don't understand how the jury is going to be able to keep up. And I remember hearing from a judge that was being interviewed. Usually, and this was a senior judge, he said, usually when it's a long, drawn out case, the verdict is actually kind of quick. And is usually not guilty because a lot of times, unless it's a good prosecutor, they lose the jury and all of this evidence and stuff to the fact that the jury is lost. That plants doubt in their mind. So he said, like why they get so long to convict it. Let's see. If it was a regular person, they would have been sentenced or whatever. I believe so. I believe the fact that it's Young Thug and they have millionaire attorneys, that's why this case is being drawn out like this. They're not going, they filing motions. They not just letting the prosecution do what they want to do. Diamond said Woody admitted he committed a lot of these crimes, creates a guaranteed shadow of doubt. That's another thing, Adrian. I'm happy you brought that up, Diamond, because when Woody was on the stand, Woody was basically saying stuff, but he wasn't saying stuff. You know what I'm saying? And at one time, he just basically asked the judge, can I answer that without going to jail? She said, you sure can. Yeah, me and Threat shot up Whoop Whoop house. I mean, barbershop. But it was like, yeah, very, very weird.
It is, and well, like I say, anybody that's kind of been through that system, I've seen these situations too many times. I mean, I can actually name people that we both know that were convicted, that was convicted of testimony that, say, a homie gave, and then got on the stand and was like, man, I didn't say that. And I didn't do that. I plead the fifth. Right. Well, didn't you say I plead the fifth? Well, didn't you say I plead the fifth? But now all this has been introduced to the jury. So now the jury, in their own minds, they have to be able to, separate the real from the fake, so to speak, right? You know what I'm saying? And usually they go with the original statement made in that police report.
Yeah, I mean,
compounded by the testimony that they give on the stand in the prosecution, stating that, didn't you say in the police report such and such did it, and now you're saying you did it? Why did you say in the police report, oh, well, I was lying? Well, in the police report, you said, so now you're afraid of snitching. So, I mean, I've seen it too many times. They actually try to do it to me. With the witness against me that pled the fifth. Yeah. She actually got out of testifying against me because she was fighting another case, and so they allowed her to plead the fifth.
Yeah. Well, we got 100-handed bandit. She said, my roommate just had jury duty in Fulton County. We got a Georgia peach in the house. What's up? And she has been arrested 10 times. Dang. And she can still do jury duty?
Well, arrest in and of itself it doesn't mean a whole lot. It does mean certain things because a lot of us, we don't get that up out of the police files. And that's another thing. If you've ever been arrested, that stuff is still within their computer system. But
Right.
you legally can get all that out of the system anytime you've been arrested. But long as she hasn't been charged and convicted, convicted. Because she can be
Right.
charged with certain things, but if she hasn't been convicted of a felony or anything, yeah, she can be arrested 100 times and still sit on a jury.
Fatu said, I believe it's a setup too. I believe the prosecution know Woody killed Nut and has something to do with it. Well, they actually have evidence that he didn't do it. So that's why in the ex parte meeting, Simone Hilton was basically trying to tell, because Woody was trying to take the case. Woody was basically he knew what was coming. He knew they was going to make him testify. He knew what he had already said. So once they gave him immunity, he was basically trying to take the case. But Simone Hilton basically told him that, I'm going to lock you up for doing that because that's perjury. We know you did not do it. So they actually have evidence that Woody didn't do it. I don't think they actually have evidence on who did it. I think the evidence they have on who did it is Woody telling in his interview.
And Woody is, now that I'm seeing, really seeing how the prosecution is picking Woody apart in front of the jury, he's actually almost a perfect witness for a RICO case because they're trying to get them on conspiracy. So they're not saying that Young Thug necessarily pulled a trigger or any of the defendants. They're saying that this is a gang conspiracy. You guys are involved in gang activity, and that's all that they have to prove, that you guys are involved in gang activity, and gang activity include murders, attempted murders, robbery, pimping and pandering, selling drugs. So Woody is actually a pretty good witness because he's putting Young Thug, he's renting a car for Woody, and Woody's admittedly, look, man, I'll chop somebody down, you know what I'm saying, if I had to. I'm gonna handle this in the street, whoever shot at me and my kid, so he's letting it be known, like, look, I'm in the streets. He admitted, look, I get my money, I break into stores, you know what I'm saying, I get it on, this is how I do. So now they're able to connect Young Thug with Woody, and that's the conspiracy, and that's all they have to prove, not just, say the individual cases, murder, robbery, this and that, but that is a criminal conspiracy with the YSL if gang,
It holds the same amount of time. Now, I think in Woody's defense in this category, I think Woody did a great job. Section 8 said, Sawyer, you up here like a straight news report. Listen, I am a news reporter in the metaverse. You can be whatever you want to be right now, right? You ain't even got to go to school for it. But I think Woody did do a good job at this part right here with the gang allegations, and this probably put some doubt in the jury's mind. He basically told them that Slime YSL is not a gang; it's a rap group. He said, how can it be a gang when it's Bloods and Crips that's involved with this rap group? He said, YSL is made up of Bloods and Crips. He said, y'all trying to make it out to be a gang. It's really not a gang. It probably is. We don't know. But anyway, I think he did a good job with bringing out that it's Bloods and Crips in YSL.
Yeah, but see, me, like, one thing about, say we live in a country where everything's supposed to be PC, right? Politically correct, right? So, in the juror's perspective, particularly, say someone who's never known that life, has only seen it on television and this and that. So a Blood and a Crip is almost one and the same. They're willing to kill, rob, steal, whatever in advancement of, their gangs, right?
Right.
So, he's still putting Young Thug in the midst of Bloods and Crips.
Right.
And that them are notorious gang members in the eyes of someone who's never been involved in criminality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They want to get them off the street. They're scared of them. So
Right.
it can go either way. But I think that the jury is leaning towards believing what Woody said in the police report, and may use that as a determining factor during deliberation.
Do you think, well, Diamond says Steele has totally destroyed the prosecution. Do you think it's going to be a long cross-examination for Woody with the defense attorneys? Some people think that the defense attorneys is going to get it over with quick.
I do too, because, it's tricky because the strategy, you have to be able to play that kind of like, you want to question them to a degree. You don't want to just, dismiss them like, look, man, we really don't want to pick this dude apart. You want to kind of pick them apart. So I don't see that the the defense is going to be too specific on this and that. I believe that they're going to like just hold him on the stand for a little while, talk about questions that has no real pertinent to the trial, but to demonstrate that, like, look, man, we on this, we on them too. But at the same time, they're not going to be too specific with anything that he's with the questioning of Woody. You know what I'm saying? They're going to pick apart some of the inconsistencies, but not too much.
Right. Hot Girl said, how long have this case been going on? The trial been going on for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
It took 10 months to pick a jury. Brian Steele said they had 5,000 people come down, and it it only take 12 and the alternate. So so lastly, we got us about 7 minutes left. I like to start on time, end on time. You give me an hour, so I get you out of here on time, Adrian. Lastly, Adrian, I've been making some shorts, so I seen some stuff with Kayla Bumpus and Woody. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary with them? They look like they done messed around before. Kayla Bumpus finds her way around Woody some kind of way.
Yeah.
Today she did a live and she was crying, real tears, because of how they was doing Woody on the stand.
Yeah.
Now, Kayla was his attorney. She says she from Atlanta. She know Woody. She done defended him in the past. But have you seen anything with that? I know me and Diamond was talking about that before. Diamond has said it before too, but I caught something. I caught a glimpse of something, and then I caught them together walking to court together, just them two. So I'm like, what you think going on there? Would it be wrong if they was a couple and she used to be his attorney?
No, it wouldn't be wrong. Of course, it wouldn't be wrong against any moral standard or law, anything, right? If he bumped him an attorney, they want to think about the future now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's security right there, right? But so I haven't been like really intricately involved in a lot. When you send me videos, I look up articles, I take my notes, I prepare for the show to give the viewers that content. So and I want to be on point. So I haven't been checking out any of the little intricate relationships, but to me now, Steele, I just want to say this about Steele. Steele, he hasn't been able. The defense that I've seen him put on thus far hasn't demonstrated to me that he can that Young Thug is looking at a not guilty verdict. Now, as the trial goes along, and then the defense put on their, case, that's when we're really going to see the tell of the tape. Right now, the prosecution got the floor. Of course, the defense, they can file motions, they can object to things, and the like, but a lot of those things that still kind of, got it, we're having Glanville off the case. Those things, that was really Weinstein that really filed that motion. But
Weinstein was the one that got him off the case.
Yeah, really. but we're not really going to see a hell of a, what steel is really made of. And I think he is, he's made of steel. But until he put that defense on. Once he put that defense on, that's going to be the tell of the tape.
That's going to be the tell of the story.
They're going to be able to play the jury because the prosecution then held them hostage for basically 2 years. So now the defense like, look, here go our case.
Yeah.
The prosecution ain't proved nothing. Here's our case. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? The jury is going to appreciate that.
Listen.
Like, look, you giving us enough credit that we can, discern what's going on. Yeah, man, they're going to like that. So it depends. So we haven't really seen the defense really put on, their defense of these defendants.
And I'll be researching these cases. You never see the real story until the defense put their case on and start cross-examining the witnesses. The prosecution is only going to give you what they're going to give you. When you get to the defense, you can just about tell if this person is guilty or not guilty just by how the defense is presenting their defense to the case. Hot said, we seen murder cases last 5 years though. Yeah, we seen people sit in county jail for 5 years, but the trial itself, once the trial start, we ain't seen no trial go on for no years like this. People have sat and went back and forth, prelim and all that, putting it off.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about, my boy Fat Rat, may rest in peace. He was down there like 8 years, fighting, his conviction, or he actually got his conviction overturned. And he was down there like 8 years or so fighting that case. So yeah, I've seen murder cases drag on, and sometimes it's a strategy of the defendant and the defense,
Yeah.
Because witnesses get old, witnesses change their stories, witnesses die, evidence is lost, so in 5 years, you might go, you might initially be looking at, a life sentence, but in 5 years with the diminishment of, evidence and witnesses and stuff. Yeah.
Fatu said, I'm sure Steele ain't showing his hand yet. No, Brian Steele them is not going to show their hand. They don't have to. They ain't got to show their hand. He's not finna show, but I'm pretty sure he got something cooking him. And I'm actually not on Brian Steele. I'm on the chocolate dude. I'm on, what's his name? Thug's black attorney. I forgot his name.
I know. Yeah, I know his name. It's in my notes.
But he is good. He's good. Lastly, I want to say about this trial, what you guys have to watch for. With this judge, I noticed she is a Republican. She treats the black people different. She treats the black attorneys different. She not treat them differently. She talks to them differently. Just keep your eye out on that when I tell you that. She talks to, and no matter if they're on the west side, but she talks to the black attorneys differently from the way she talks to the white attorneys. That's just my observation, and I can say that because I'm a civilian that pay taxes, so I can say what I want to say about judges and lawyers.
Absolutely, shit. You pay their salaries. We all do, and we all should take that stance. If you go into a store and pay taxes on a piece of bubble gum, you got to say so what goes on in your local politics and community.
Is this really Woody? Woody, he said, God bless you. Woody, you on my channel? That is his.
No, that ain't Woody, man. No,
That is his YouTube. That's his YouTube username, though. That's his
okay.
username. I don't.
Bless you
What's
too,
up,
Woody.
Woody? Woody, if this is you, we praying for you, dude. We are praying for you. Thank you for showing up on my channel. That's his YouTube username, Woody versus Woody. God
Is that
bless
right?
you. We praying for you. Keep your head up. Don't let these people bring you down. Now, what I want to talk about, Woody, let me get to the tea. I want to talk about Kayla Bumpus. Give me a message about Kayla Bumpus. If y'all not a couple, Woody, y'all should be a couple. Y'all look so cute together. You moved to Texas with her. She in Texas. You could get out there, get you another life going on.
Yeah.
Eventually move your kids out there, man. Just get you another life going on. If y'all not a couple, y'all should be a couple because y'all cute. I put it out there that I think y'all a couple. I put that content out there, but y'all do look cute together, Woody. He said thank you, Adrian.
Hey, one thing about it is like, one thing we know, like just the hood life is you got to know when it's time to, to hang that flag up, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't bump you up, it's time to let me segue into something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you done enough time in the street, Woody. Get on to Texas with Kayla Bumpus. If you can make that move, I ain't seen no man on her shoulder but you. So I'ma just put that on out there. He said, keep the prayers coming. We praying for you.
Absolutely,
my mom
bro.
has been praying for you.
Pray for everybody in the case. Yeah. The victims, everybody. We're not taking no side, this side, that side, man. God bless everybody.
Totally understand what you're going through because we from a community in South Central Los Angeles. Adrian just got out of prison from doing 27 years for M. So we didn't been through it. I haven't personally been through it, but Adrian is my loved one, and I have a whole plethora of other loved ones that stuck in the California.
What you mean you ain't been through it? Didn't you get shot in 2000 something?
Well, I got shot in my leg, but I ain't been to prison for no M. I ain't been to jail like that. What do you know?
Well, motherfucker try to M you, so that's just the same thing.
And they did drive-by shooting. I did get hit in the leg, but but Woody, we're praying for you, my guy. Keep your family safe. Keep yourself safe. We're going to keep them prayers coming. I was happy to see that you went to church with Miss Sylvia. I was loving that. So we praying for you. And we pray, and I'm going to pray that you hook up with Kayla Bumpus and get the text.
If not, then, you know what I'm saying? And,
the guys, bring them home. And I'm so proud of you too, Woody, because I understand because like I said, we from a neighborhood. I see what you're doing. I understand the pressure you was under, and I see how you trying to make it right. You are trying to get them home. You are trying to get them home, and I see that. I appreciate it too because everybody make mistakes. Everybody have that pressure put on them, and some people fold, some people don't. But at the same time, you making it right, and like you told them, you lied about everything you told them from get-go. So I appreciate you for that. I know your homies appreciate you for that. And what do you have to say lastly to him, Adrian?
Well, I mean, one thing that he's using a very powerful term that a lot of us, we kind of need to understand what this means. I don't recall.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm not lying. Not saying I don't remember. I don't recall. I love that. Yeah, that's powerful.
Yes.
Because it cannot put you in a box in any kind of way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't recall. And Woody just released a new single. I don't recall, Adrian. He got a single. He need to go on and patent the whole.
Yeah, I gotta dig a little deeper.
I don't recall. You gotta listen to it. Keep your head up, Woody. We praying for you. All right, guys. This is Hootie Who's Finest Talk Show. If you haven't subscribed to the channel. We have Woody in our chat. He pulled up on us. He said, keep them blessings going on. We love you out here, Woody. I love you, followers. I love you, Adrian. Let's keep it going. We got to keep the prayers going for Woody, and we're going to keep it going for the victims. We're going to keep it going for the defendants that's been on trial with all this misconduct going on. We're just going to keep the prayers going for everybody involved. Hopefully, we can get those boys home soon. And because they deserve a fair trial, and that part is over. They didn't get it, so it should be a mistrial with prejudice, so they can't refile on them again. But until next time, subscribe, like, and share, guys. Until next time, smooches. Let's give them a big hootie hoo.
Hootie hoo!
We out.
All right, love.